Hello, hello. Welcome to Community Corner, our platform where we talk day to day dealings with AJ84 Holdings, our resource center located in Riverview, Florida. Today we'll be talking about Guided Life Education Center, our community service educational piece, part of the empire. We're talking about Guided Life Education Center, established in 2020. For me, Guided Life Education Center has a special place. I spent 12 years in the IT information technology space, and it was a part of the job. You wanted to stay up to date in your search. You wanted to stay marketable. You also want to have that specialized expertise that only a certification can help with. They're very highly touted within the IT industry, so it's good to have to help you get your foot in the door. For me personally, a little short story. For me, back in 2010, when I was attending WGU online, I had a hard time. I went through the entire program, got to the end, and dropped the ball on the certifications. So went through, did my thesis. It was 75 pages, completed and turned in and signed, sealed, and delivered. And then it was our oral defense that we did at the end of the program. That was the culmination of everything that we learned to date. So I had my final exam certification set up, and then I had my oral defense at the end. So, long story short, I could not pass the examinations. I just couldn't do it. I was a poor test taker, test anxiety, and I would get nervous when the the test comes. I mean, the testing environment mattered. They were very militant. You couldn't do this. You couldn't do that. You couldn't. You felt like they were profiling you. You felt like they didn't want you to be there. You didn't belong, and it made the testing experience that much more stressful. Not to mention, I needed this test to complete the program, but it, life and everything that was going on at the time, it was just a very stressful situation. So went in unable to complete the test, but still properly orally defended my paper and defended my thesis, and was able to do my exit interviews and then circle back for the search. And again, couldn't complete the search. So that leaves me with, at the end, they say, hey, thank you have successfully defended, and congratulations on completing your program for information security and assurance at WGU. And then couldn't pass the certification to save my life. Getting the same score from 67 to 69, 67, 68. I mean, it just wasn't there. And then so at a certain point, I just gave up. At a certain point, I said, hey, with everything that was going to politics within the corporate arena that we were going to, they brought somebody in that didn't have any background in a lead position. So it's like, how much did this weigh? So it's on my to-do list. So I completed, successfully defended. I went back, tried a couple times, still didn't do it. So now I have opened up my own testing center where I can help people and do it that way. So it fulfills a need. I'm able to help others achieve. I've sat on that seat, so I understand how it feels to take a test. So I make my environment more calm. I make my environment um, you still have to go through all the protocol and procedures that you would at any testing center. We're an authorized third-party vendor for several entities: Pearson VUE, Being Cert, Certiport, PSI, uh, Scantron, which is now Measure Learning, NCCT, which is National Center for Competency Testing, and we also are Criterion. And so through these different entities, we're able to provide high stakes and standardized licensures and certifications for the individual that need it. Within our testing center, we provide several services. So the testing center is one part of it. Then we also do I-9 employment verification for the onboarding process. We also are a third-party vendor for print scan, which we are able to do live scan, fingerprinting, and background checks, passport photos. So it runs the gambit of what we can offer. If at some point we'll be showing the inside of our testing center to see that it's not your traditional setup where workstations are along the walls to hide the cords or things of that sort of I've been to different testing centers, and it was small. Ours is located. I mean, ours is set up like a teacher lecture style. So you can come in, and we can also provide instructional learning at some point. So it's just a process that we're going through, and with Guided Life Education Center, us being a third party authorized testing site and facility, there's different protocols that are there. So just because you're coming to one doesn't mean they speak for all of them. It's kind of like a franchise, like a Subway. They can be independently owned and operated. They just adhere to certain rules and protocols for the brand. So it's the same with us. So people come and they want to think that we're a one-stop shop for that particular testing entity, but we might not be. For example, we offer maybe 95% of what Pearson VUE offers. We do not offer the GED right now. We do not offer the Florida real estate exam. By way of PSI, we are able to offer other states' real estate exams, the reciprocity, but Florida is set up a different way where the DBPR has a contract with Pearson VUE, and they only allow it to be in Pearson VUE professional centers. So that's what stops us from doing the real estate exam. It's not that we don't have the capabilities or we don't technical software to do it. It's just the red tape. It's just the politics of it all. That's the reason why we don't offer that. We get calls all the time that that people want to take the real estate exam with us, but unfortunately, we don't do it for the state of Florida. But the Carolinas, we can test for South Dakota real estate. We can test for Wyoming. We have for multiple other states. It's just the state of Florida, the way it's set up and structured. But eventually, we like to change that. We like to keep submitting requests and like to grow and provide a service in that space, especially when we're able to. It's just something that might be stopping us. So if you see something, say something. Tell your real estate school or wherever you go through that we're here and we're capable. We do all types of exams in our testing facility, from law enforcement to firefighter to healthcare to business, IT, um, at the local, state, and on up to the federal levels where we provide like Secret Service entrance exams, ATF, Federal Air Marshal. It runs the gamut on the exams that we can offer. Best thing you could do is just call ahead and just see if we offer. You could do a quick check, or when you do register for your exam through your exam sponsor, if we pop up as an available site, then hey, we offer the test. And then there's a few things that you have to take into consideration: the time of day, the time slots, the positions could be filled. We have about 20 or so workstations in our facility, and it depending on the day, the time, they might fill up. So that's why you might not see us in the center, but we do offer the exam. So let me talk about this. I mentioned that one size doesn't fit all for the testing centers, how we might not offer everything. There's a different types of testing centers out there, specifically with Pearson VUE. So Pearson VUE has its Pearson professional centers, and then it has its Pearson VUE authorized testing centers. We are an authorized testing center. So we may not be able to have the access to answer the questions for you that you might have for particular exams. So, and then also the same way, at the end of the exams, there's something called a survey, and it comes up on the screen for particular exams. You're able to fill that out and give your feedback. That helps with internal feedback. That doesn't help us getting the word out that we're here and available. So we ask that you would do a Google review if you have the time once you finish the exam, and if you are happy with your service and you think about us, just put it out as a Google review, because the surveys don't really affect us externally. They just deal with internal metrics to make sure we're abiding by protocol and we're doing what we should do. So we're not the same as the Pearson VUE professional centers. We're different. We're third party. We're mom and pop. We do provide other testings for other testing sponsors, and we offer other services here. So we're not tied to any particular testing sponsor that I mentioned before. We're freelance. We helping wherever we can. And any test that we might not offer, you give a call, and we might can try to see if we can get it offered at our facility. So it's just a matter of communication, and we would like to meet your needs. You got to just tell us what you need, and we'll see what we can do within reason. What to expect on the day to day? When you walk in our testing center, there's parking in the front. We have the handicap space. We're handicap accessible, where there's a ramp coming in. We also ask that you call ahead so that we can make accommodations. Each testing sponsor also has what's known as an accommodations department, where they can meet your needs. If we've had the blind come in and they've had service animals. We've had wheelchair bound individuals come in where they have motorized wheelchairs and needed to be assisted that way. We've had people who needed accommodations and extending their time, so we were able to assist with that. We've had, like I said, the blind where they needed text readers and different things like that. We've been able to assist in that area. People have test anxiety and need to be in a private room. We're able to assist and accommodate there. It's just you would need to take the proper steps to schedule it ahead of time, and the testing sponsor will let us know or ask us if we're available and able to accommodate. And then at that point, we get you in the loop and we take care of it. Also, I've had calls and people said that, we're searchable, but we're not your typical testing center. This is a labor of love for us. This was a pivot. We added this on to other services that we were offering, so it's kind of like our baby. Like we love this thing, and it gives me an added joy that I unlike any other that I experienced in my previous career. So that's why we continue to do it. It's not necessarily a cash cow. You don't make the most money, but you have to be in it for a different reason. If you understand what I'm saying? Kind of like teaching. Maybe not be the highest paid, but you get fulfilled in a different way. Sometimes there's things that there's value that's not necessarily associated with the check. It could be relationships. We meet all types of people who come through our center and able to build rapport and able to talk and share stories and communicate. So that's a big key driver for us in the educational portion of our center, and we're just beginning. We're just getting out the gate. Like I said, we've only been doing this since 2020, but the sky's the limit. We have no shortage in ideas and work and different things that we want to build out and expand upon. We started real small, and we've organically grown over the years, and we just continue. We are prayerful that we'll continue in that direction and that trajectory of going up. Social media. All right. So we're available on most of your social media platforms. Are available on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and a part of our YouTube channel. So you can reach us there, and we ask that you give us a comment, give us a shout out. You know, tell us how that certification or that licensure is working for you. We've had people come in and get 5 certification or licensures from us. We have people come in and get more, almost a dozen, come through our center, and hearing their story and tracking them along the way, and them checking in and keep coming back to us. It's great. It's the best feeling in the world. Um, we've had people come in and say that the certification that they were going for was tied to their job. They needed it to stay employed. They needed it to grow in their field, or they needed it to get a bonus or some type of raise. So there's always incentive, and some people just wanted to change careers. Some people wanted to just learn a new trade or a new specialty to add to their tool bag, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some people have completely about faced and went in another direction. As we do drones. We've been fortunate enough to certify different area police departments as they start to um, build out their drone department and to help with crime fighting, if you will. So we've seen the wide spectrum of certification and licensure life cycle, and we just want to engage and plug in and do more in that space. So please tap in with us. Let us know what we're doing, what areas that we can improve in, and how we can make your experience better. I understand coming in the door might be a lot of test anxiety or different emotions associated with this exam, and I just want to make it calm for you. I just want to make it smooth and seamless. So that's what we intend to do. Um, Cheating. Let's talk about cheating. Uh, it never ceases to amaze me the lengths that people are willing to go to, but I understand, when it's all on the line, you don't want to fail. And it can mean a lot. This certification could mean your job. It could mean your way of life. It'll change your quality of life. It could mean kind of make or break you. So a lot's at stake. And desperate times call for desperate measures. So people are willing to do the most. So I just caution that we are a uh, camera facility. We have audio visual surveillance that is on you at all times, and you don't want to do anything that will jeopardize the opportunity for you. Um, of course, cheating is frowned upon, and we want to protect the integrity of the exam in our center. We don't want to be known as the cheating center. We don't want to be known as that center that cuts corners, and we stand on it. This is our livelihood. This is how we provide for our family. So we don't want to, put that in limbo. So we're gonna prosecute, or we're gonna go to the full extent of our capabilities when we see that. First of all, it's you're on camera, so you can't really deny that. We've seen it all, from earbuds in the ear to study guides. Uh, Individuals even had a double phone. They they follow the protocol to lock up a phone, and then another one comes out. We've had issues in the private area, but every area except for obviously the restrooms is under surveillance. So we see what's going on. You see the camera at your workstation. So you don't want to do any of that to jeopardize your situation. Neither do we. There's paperwork involved, and it's a sticky situation, but it's not something that we're beyond doing when it comes to protecting the integrity of the exam, protecting your rights, and protecting us as well. A lot of people want to start their own testing center, uh, and great. We can tell you the do's and don'ts, the experiences that we've had. We've had EMT medical response for people who've had emergency situations where they've have had to be carried out on stretchers. We've had the angry test taker that didn't pass, and it's very belligerent, and it needs to be escorted out. We have those great joyous moments where tears are just flowing because you did it. Gold has been accomplished. It's been a long time coming. It's the culmination of a long-standing program, and you finished, and so it means a lot. So tears, had cartwheels in the parking lot, twerk sessions. Like it's been a not a dull moment, and it's been great to experience with you guys. And thank you to the people who have our repeat return test takers and test candidates. Thank you for coming and sharing with us and allowing us to have that little piece of your journey. Also, thank you for those who are sharing the word uh, and coming to us exclusively. We've had different entities come and come by the class load. We appreciate that. We're a mom and pop shop. Every bit of support helps us grow and helps us continue to support you. Because again, it's about the client and being here for you. You can go to any testing center in the world, but you choose to come to ours. We want to make ourselves available and make sure that we can accommodate you and meet your needs. So thank you. Have a great day.